Welcome to another edition of the HHC Sports Weekly. I'm Justin Soakland with TheHHCSports.com. We have a wide variety of sports to talk about this week, starting with the 4 football games from Friday night. We also have the results of 4 girls golf sectionals that involved HHC teams advancing on to the regional, and we have the start of the boys tennis HHC tournament. First, we'll start with football. Of the 4 games that involved conference teams, there was one wild and crazy one, 2 very competitive games, and the usual blowout by number 1 ranked Columbus East. So let's get started. Jeffersonville defeated Floyd Central 66-37 in the wildest game of the season. The Red Devils overcame key injuries and a snowstorm of penalties to overwhelm the Highlanders. With 4 offensive starters out, the Devils relied on backups, and they came through. Sophomore quarterback Cam Northern threw for 321 yards, and he scored 5 touchdowns on the ground, including a 40-yard burst. Jordan Barnett ran for 102 yards and 1 touchdown, and Brandon Coleman caught 9 passes for 166 yards. Jeffersonville never punted, and that's especially impressive when you consider the Devils were flagged 23 times for a whopping 194 yards, and that's not a misprint. Both those totals were dubious school records. Floyd Central's Gage Klingsmith ran for 108 yards, and Gary Posey had 111 on the ground, but most of their damage came after Jeffersonville had built a 39-9 halftime lead. Special teams mistakes, including the failure to field a kickoff and 2 bad snaps on punts, hurt the Highlanders. Jeffersonville, ranked number 9 in Class 6A, is 5-0 for the first time since 1992.
Cam Northern was terrific tonight.
Oh, he was really good. We had a good scheme. We've been scheming this for a year, since last year, and 365 days is pretty good. And I'm just real proud of our team about how disciplined we played and how dominant we were. So it was really a nice win to come over here, and the papers and stuff really got us pumped because, they were going to be in the game. And, their early turnovers really helped us. And when it kind of snowballed on them, they couldn't get it back.
5 touchdowns for Northern running the ball. Did a lot of damage with his feet.
I didn't realize that's how many. I know that when we got inside the 10, we hadn't played bully ball, and we've had teams do that on us. Everybody thought we were finesse. We can run the football. We can win it more than one way. I just like throwing it. I'm a throwing guy. I got skilled athletes. I like throw it, but we can still run the ball.
I got a lot of young guys. And it showed early. We kind of settled down a little bit and played them even. From about midway of the second quarter, it was 29-0, and now it's 29-29 since then.
So passing game's hard to simulate, isn't it?
Yeah, and we tried to try to be aggressive, and kind of hurt us a couple times. But that's the only way you're going to win the game. You got to be aggressive. So we went to more passive, less aggressive, where they're still going to pick you apart. But we just had too many breakdowns in the first half, and obviously 66 points. And I'm happy we came out and fought in the second half.
Madison defeated Jennings County 17-14 in the inaugural Battle of the Railroad game. Kyle Tucker ran for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Hunter Seago kicked a 35-yard field goal that proved to be the difference as the Cubs beat the Panthers for the first time since 2009. Madison's defense, the best-kept secret of the Cubs' improvement, made that stand up. The Cubs had 3 sacks and forced 2 turnovers. Jennings County's Keegan Beneke caught 2 touchdown passes from Connor Byram, a 37-yarder in the first half and a 39-yarder in the fourth quarter. But Madison's defense allowed only 89 yards rushing. This was the 50th meeting between the schools, and a new traveling trophy named and designed for the railroad that connects the counties went home with the Cubs. Madison coach Patrick Morrison was obviously pleased with his team.
Defense, 3 years ago, Coach Fish stepped down as the head coach, and his last year as head coach, he put in this new defense that they ran at Hanover College when he coached out there. And it's the same type of defense that Hanover had a lot of success in when they were winning the conference and going to the national playoffs. So you could see 3 years ago it getting better. Last year it got even better, and then this year, we're playing really great. A lot of these kids, though, that are seniors have been in this defense for 3 years, and I think that really helps. And this is the second year of us running our offense, so I'm hoping the trend kind of carries on for that for next year. But the defense is playing lights out. It's a pressure style defense. We want to get to the quarterback and play on their side of the line of scrimmage. And so far, it's your 5 games they've been playing awesome.
Bedford North Lawrence conquered Seymour 44-21. The Stars celebrated homecoming with their second straight win and their ninth straight over the Owls. Matt Scheffler ran for 148 yards and he scored 3 times, and quarterback Braden Tidd added 112 yards on the ground. He also threw 2 touchdown passes. The Owls, who lost their 16th consecutive game, were competitive. They scored first on Luke Dover's 8-yard run and were within 22-14 at the half. But B&L pulled away with the first 13 minutes of the second half by scoring 2 touchdowns. Freshman quarterback Alan Perry threw for 156 yards for Seymour. Tidd and the Stars have reversed their momentum after their rough 0-3 start.
What's it feel like to win 2 games in a row?
Feels really good. I'm really excited about what we're doing. We're looking real good. Just got to clean a few things up from last night, but just penalties and stuff like that. But we're getting there.
Your running game has really come through the last couple of weeks. What's the difference now?
Just better reads on my part. The line's doing really good. Really good. I'm really impressed with the line. That's most of it.
Columbus East claimed another victim, beating New Albany 56-0. The Olympians returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown and roared to a 35-0 lead after 1 quarter as they extended their winning streak to 52 games in HHC play. East Markel Jones ran for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns on only 8 carries, all in the first half. He's one of the leading rushers in the state, and it would be interesting to see what totals the Purdue recruit could compile if he played an entire game. Most of the time, in league play, that's not necessary. Jones has 1,222 yards and 18 touchdowns this season, averaging 13 yards per carry. Injuries continue to haunt the Bulldogs. They lost a 3rd starting offensive lineman, and quarterback Zach Donan got beat up by East's terrific defense. East, number 1 in Class 4A, has outscored 3 Hoosier Hills Conference opponents 187-13, and the Olympians certainly impressed New Albany coach Charlie Fields.
I've heard he might be one of the new Avengers, or in the Justice League. They're that good. They're well coached. Their offensive line's great. I think Michael Jones is one of I've been around here in some form of capacity since 1984 in this area. Best running back I've ever seen. Best running back I've ever seen. Offensive line, outstanding, well coached. I mean, there's a reason they're that good. There's a reason they're the defending 4A state champion and will probably repeat. When they're the best in the state, they showed why. I think defensively is where they get overlooked. They had such great offensive players like Shields or Merkel. Their defense is unreal. I mean, they're big, they're fast, they're strong. Phenomenal, well coached, class program.
Girls golf started its state tournament last week, and several HHC teams advanced through the sectional to the regional. At Corydon, number 15 Floyd Central won the team title with a score of 318, and New Albany advanced by finishing 3rd. New Albany's Heidi Steiner was the medalist with a 76. At Madison, the number 18 Cubs won the crown with a score of 326, and senior star Amanda Detmer was the medalist with an even par 72. Jennings County advanced with a 2nd place finish. At Greensburg, Columbus East, paced by Abby Frazier 75, finished 2nd to move on. And at Bedford, B&L won the team title with a score of 359, and senior Kennedy Holtzclaw was the medalist with a 77. Seymour's Brittany Trimnell qualified as an individual, but the story there was teammate Hannah Thompson, who withdrew from a playoff with Trimnell for the 3rd and final qualifying spot, allowing Trimnell, a senior, to go on. It's a very class act by Ms. Thompson. This week, Floyd Central, New Albany, and B&L will play the regional at Country Oaks. Madison will travel to Smock Golf Course, and East will compete at Newcastle.
Congratulations on making it out of the sectional. Not your best, but good enough today.
Yeah, it was good enough today, and we didn't think we had to light it up to advance, but we certainly wanted to win. And the front 9 we didn't play like we were going to win, but the back 9 they improved by 11 shots, and it was good enough to win. So 359 is not a terrible score, and with Kennedy and Paige getting off such bad starts, for them to come back and Kennedy played after 3 holes. She was 5 over par and played even par the rest of the way. So I tell you, that's the best 77 I've seen in a long time. So and to win individual honors, I think that was a big deal for her too. So proud of her and proud for the whole team. I mean, they just they really clawed it out on the back 9 and got it done.
Okay, your sophomore defaulted in the playoff to your senior player.
Yes.
What does that say about her?
Oh, it's outstanding. I'm extremely proud of both of them. They've both worked so hard this season, but I mean, it's kind of hard to have two players, teammates, go up with each other in a sudden death. And it just says so much about Hannah to give up the position or the opportunity to make it out to regionals. Brittany, it's obviously her last opportunity as a senior, so Hannah came up to me, just asked if she could just give it to her because she deserves it. She's worked hard all 4 years. And Hannah knows that she'll have more opportunities.
In other sports this week, the Hoosier Hills Conference will conduct its boys tennis tournament. First round pairings include Columbus East at Jennings County, Jeffersonville at Madison, New Albany at Seymour, and B&L at Floyd Central. Number 4 Jeffersonville is the favorite in the field. This week in football, Bedford North Lawrence, which is 2-3 and 2-1 in the league, will visit Jennings County, which is 1-4 and 0-3. Columbus East, 5-0 and 3-0. Will visit Floyd Central, which is 2-3 and 1-2. New Albany, 1-4 and 1-2, will travel to Madison, which is 3-2 and 2-1. 2 teams will step out of conference play to face rivals. Providence, 3-2, will visit Jeffersonville, which is 5-0, and Seymour, 0-5, will visit Brownstown, which is 5-0. That concludes another edition of the HHC Sports Weekly. Join us next week as we discuss more results from the league. And be sure to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Until then, thanks for watching.